Anomaly detected.
Yep, we're at it again. We're at it again! Welcome back. This is The Rewind. And today I read... Today I go through my favorite childhood game. And this is no exaggeration, this is my favorite childhood game. One of the few games I played growing up, considering the fact that I could name the childhood games I played growing up being Sonic, Age of Empires. 1NSANE is absolutely up there among some of the craziest games that I played and some of the best that I played growing up. Also because it was one of the first racing games that I also played, and it is insane. Pun intended, actually. This game raised me up, and I owe absolutely everything to my racing knowledge, my racing style, my racing technique to this game. And, I mean, my love of crashing into things. Not that I crash in real life. Yeah, no, I don't crash in real life. A lot. The words to describe what I felt playing this game all those years ago is quite difficult, purely because I didn't actually have this experience alone. I remember for the most time I played this game with my cousins, and I had this weird problem with this game. Weird problem, because when I closed my PC, when I closed the application, closed the game didn't save anything. The game didn't save our progress, so the number of times I remember having to replay the first mission, I did it so many times that I was genuinely good at it. Like, even to this very day, playing that first mission does not even take me long. If anything, it actually might feel slightly boring in my own head because I've been able to do it so well for so long. All the other missions, I don't say mission, but all the other races have this verve, this still fresh feeling to them. But the first one, I don't get me wrong, I have my favorites. I definitely have my favorites, and as much as I've gone back through it and having to play this game again just for this video to refresh my memory, I am not disappointed. One bit I am not disappointed. I'm absolutely reminded of why I play games in the way that I do. I mean, just think of what you play now, where it started. If you could ever point to a game where certain styles of a game began at a certain point, where would you see it? Where would you say, oh yeah, this? For me, this is that game where the mechanics of how off-road racing goes, how you have manual transmission in games, and how effective is it, how well do you use it in games, and other things like, do you customize your car just so that you would have the best performance? Things like that, I did, and it began with this game. It literally began with this game. I play Forza to this very day, and I do not like automatic. I can have automatic, but it's just not the same. You want that sense of control, and you want your game to run you want your cars to absolutely roll, you want them to drive properly, because unfortunately this game is flawed. The game does make it slightly awkward for gearing up and gearing down, because you'll constantly have your car stuck in second gear, third gear, purely because you're constantly revving up and down, but you're in automatic, so that's what the car is going to do. So by preference, I really got annoyed by that whole gearing up, gearing down noise, and just went to manual. The reason also helped me because you picked up that if you were in second gear and you're going up a bumpy road, you hold more traction better. I mean, I'm just gonna go off on a whole tangent. Well, I was, but I'm stopping myself because I know what I was gonna go on. But the mechanics as the game on its own, just it's beautiful. Just it does teach you, or it has built, it has created the building blocks to how I play games, and there's not much to it. The one thing I did find annoying, it's not actually annoying, this game's biggest feature is purely the fact that the cars are just, they have no weight. These cars have no, every single one of these cars have absolutely no weight. These cars will roll just all the way through, like completely. These cars are just mad. Like they're the most incredible vehicles that you play with. But even if you use an 18-wheeler, I've never in my life thought the reality of using an 18-wheeler to roll an 18-wheeler. The game doesn't feel like physics exists. The game does not feel like any form of physics exists in this world. It's so fun in that way. It's like, I really, really, really love off-road games, but this one, oh man, it's really off-road. It's like far off-road, and it's mad. It's maddening. It's, to your mind, it links together elements like your Wreckfest and somewhat something like Forza. If Forza Horizon was as mad as the games that you currently have, like, why not? Like, why not play something a little bit crazy that you can go off-road? But one thing there is today is a lot of the off-road areas in any game are smooth, and that's why I'm like, it's not real. It really isn't that real. Like, the game has certain things that are homogenized, because you could say it's a huge issue in this game. Like, the game environments are so bouncy, you could absolutely say it makes it slightly annoying, but it's fun. It really, really is fun, because you don't have to think of, oh, the consequences of having a hyper-realistic game, and then your hyper-realistic game is a bit too much because people need to fathom the fact that your car's gonna bounce around like crazy. Give me a second for an analogy here. 1 second later. In the end, I couldn't find an analogy for it. But honestly, I have a lot of my favorites when it comes to those cars. Like, the Badger Bug for me is honestly, regardless of whatever class you go through later on in the game, the Badger Bug from the very beginning, the first class of cars, that is my 10 out of 10. Would not argue that any day of the week. That's just incredible for me. It's just so fun, it's bouncy, and it gets crushed a lot. Like, a lot. Oh yeah! The destruction mechanics. The destruction mechanics. The destruction mechanics. One thing I really loved about this game is that you could actually destroy your car. Not destroy your car as in like your car will never operate again, but like the basics of Destruction Derby was actually something that I really saw from this game, where if you collide with an enemy hard enough, if you have enough, if you roll your car enough, your car could quite literally break its physics and be as flat as a pancake or whatever. And I feel like the game anticipated that, or actually did it on purpose. By doing so, the game actually allows you to repair your car. So whatever damage, especially the one thing I found so funny is the game also has night modes. So if you have a car with lights and you roll your car and your lights are all, well, destroyed, you're going to need to repair your car, one way or the other. And it's fun. It's a really good mechanic, and I love it. I love that they thought about it. I love that it exists. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. But to stop myself, I'm actually gonna cut this entire section right now. I've got a whole other 13 minutes of voiceover following this very point. So I love the game. I love the appearance. Yes, I mean, the game is low texture, but it's still beautiful. It's still a fun game where you'll just have a mad moment of hard nostalgia, and you'll just bring back a lot of memories just from racing. And the number of times I spent holidays with my cousins playing this game is the reason why it's so much more of a memorable game. There's not many people that There are not many games that I've played where I say I have spent my childhood and memories with family, friends, playing a certain game. FIFA doesn't count. Everybody rages at some point. Like, yeah, but that's the thing. For me, it's more mad nostalgia than it needing to be a AAA major budget game or whatever. And if I'm honest, if they ever had to remake this game, I'd ask them to do one thing: up-res only. That's it. Leave the game as is. I find the game to be as fun as it currently is. If you want to go wild, but don't change the game fundamentally. Don't change the environments. Leave the game to be as fun as it is, because I had a lot of fun, and you'll have a lot of fun. So yeah, that's my look back at Insane, because this game is absolutely insane. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I hope you can download the game somewhere, safely, legally. I don't know. But yeah, have fun. Find the game if you can. Get the game, play it, because it is so much fun. I can't guarantee you're gonna love it, because some people are fickle, but I give you my opinion that I loved it. And you know, even now, I do love it, and I might actually just run through this entire game. So yeah, that was me having fun at this game, and that's the rewind, right? See you next time.